Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live interview with Charli King, who is a CBD expert and advocate. I want to welcome Charli. Hello there.
Hello,
And
thanks for having me.
oh, you're very welcome. And welcome everyone who's joining us live. And of course, if you are not joining us live, you're probably seeing this in a recorded version. And look at the show notes for things that we're going to put in the chat later on. So now, Charli, you and I think we first met months ago. I don't even know how
Yes,
many months, because we're both members of Professional Women's Network.
true.
And I say meet, and I mean meet virtually because you are
Yes,
in Wisconsin right now,
true.
and I
Yep,
am in California. But that's the
yep,
great thing about one of the things that happened during the pandemic is that we get to meet a whole lot more people via virtual meetings like this. So
right.
anyway, it was so fun, and I was intrigued when I first heard that um, you are an advocate and expert on CBD, and I'd heard about that for years because after all, we live in California, so of course
Right.
that's been the topic of a lot of conversation. And I thought, oh yeah, yeah, CBD, I know about that. And then I thought, do I really? I have. There is so much I do not know, and yet once in a while it pops up, and if people are selling this or selling that thing, and telling me about the benefits, and I'm thinking, um, you know what? I really don't know much about this at all. But first, and that's why I was intrigued and wanted to bring you on because I feel like a lot of people, we think we know something, we probably don't. There's probably a lot of misinformation out there, et cetera. So
Okay.
I wanted to ask you though, now this is an interesting thing to be an advocate for. How did you first become interested in CBD?
Actually, it was my husband who wanted to learn more about CBD. So I want to kind of go back a little bit to talk about the part of thinking you know, but you really don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because I was that way also. I thought I had, oh, I knew all about this. But you know what? I'm going to go to the CBD 101 that I was invited to and learn a little bit more. And I was amazed of the things that I didn't know, you know, and I went to that, which I now teach a CBD 101, but there is so many different things about cannabis, hemp, marijuana, um, that most of us don't know.
Hmm.
And the one thing is it's not been that long that marijuana, or I should say cannabis, has been illegal.
Hmm.
It's only been the first marijuana tax act was in 1937,
Hmm.
but it was still medically legal.
Hmm.
It didn't become medically illegal or completely illegal until 1970.
Hmm.
Exactly,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
But and there's such a stigma around the cannabis plant. Um, there is that party girl Mary Jane over there, but I don't deal with that party girl Mary Jane very much. I stick with hemp.
Mm.
And so I think I'm getting ahead on some of your questions that you're probably going
No,
to
that's
ask
okay. Did
me,
you want to
but
share with us, like, you said, I mean, I don't know if it's personal, don't share it, but
no.
your husband first became interested in CBD. Was there, something that he was looking for or hoping for to get out of
Well,
using it, or?
it's just all those little things you hear. Well, it helps with this and it helps with that. Well,
Hmm.
it helps with body aches. It helps with memory. It helps with anxiety. But is any of that really true?
Hmm.
You know, what does it really help with, I guess, was the main thing.
Hmm.
And how are you supposed to take it so you're getting the full advantage for it is why I ended up going to that CBD 101.
That's great.
Because, well, let me back up a little bit if you don't mind. Let's go back and let's get the distinction down, like what is CBD?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So CBD is a cannabinoid in the cannabis plant. It's called cannabidiol. There are over 100 different cannabinoids that are in the cannabis plant.
Hmm.
And each one of them, there is more than that, but these are the ones that they have distinguished so far. And each one of them have different things that they work with.
Hmm.
The most popular one is the CBD and the THC. For CBD tinctures and oils and products to be federally legal, they must have less than 0.3% in them.
Hmm.
And they come from the hemp plant.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question is, like, for me, I'd want to know, well, what's the difference? What's the difference between the hemp plant and the marijuana plant?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, they're like brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
So cannabis would be, say, their last name. And then you have the party girl Mary Jane on one side, and you got the all about the healthy brother hemp on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
right? So brother hemp is very high in CBD and other cannabinoids, but to be legal, he can only have that 0.3%
Mm-hmm.
THC in him, where marijuana is very high in the THC
Mm-hmm.
and very low in CBD.
Mm.
So even if you are spending a lot of time with Mary Jane,
Mm-hmm.
you still need the CBD to get the healthy benefits, because you're not necessarily getting the same amount of CBD and those other cannabinoids and terpenes that are going to help you with the healthy part
Hmm.
of your body.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So the different ways that it helps and works within your body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and most people don't realize that we all have an endocannabinoid system called the ECS.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were getting let me back up here. Because hemp or cannabis was so pronounced back in the colonial era,
Mm-hmm.
they used cannabis and hemp as currency. So everyone was growing it. There was certain farmers that were required to grow. Well, if we have an overabundance of this, what are our animals eating?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So our endocannabinoid system, if it was being nourished the way it should through our food, we would not need to supplement it.
Mm.
But just like vitamins and minerals that we need to supplement in our body by taking a multivitamin every day,
Mm-hmm.
most of us need to supplement our endocannabinoid system by taking CBD,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yep. And then our endocannabinoid system works with our central nervous system. So what it does is it talks to the central nervous system, and it helps put the body back into balance. It helps those things that are not working so well, and then it optimizes those other things that are working well. It just makes them a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
than what you'd normally have.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I believe that CBD can help everybody, but it's not going to help everybody in the same way. It is your body and my bodies are completely different, and what it might help me with first might not help you until later. I have noticed in my own self, I was taking CBD for a year and a half before I noticed some things were disappearing.
Mm.
So it's something that your body's not going to fix itself, and CBD can't help fix yourself overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking a prescription, they think that's going to help right away. CBD is a slower process, so you
Mm-hmm.
have to be committed to taking it.
Mm. Okay. That
So,
almost sounds like what I try to tell people with, because, everyone knows I'm a health coach, vibrant
mhm,
aging expert, and, making changes that you want, there's no quick fix. I mean,
no,
there's some things you can do right away that will help you maybe feel good right away. But the big changes, it's always over time, right?
Right. Right. It's all those overtime, and you have to be committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, every CBD is not a light switch effect. And I think um, a lot of people don't realize that CBD it should be a twice a day to
Hmm.
keep yourself the level in your system, the level of CBD in your system level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not that light switch effect, people will take CBD once or twice and are expecting that thing to change right away.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slow over time improvement in different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Actually, that sounds a little bit more realistic than
Yeah,
expecting to have a magic pill.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
so if there's anything you can say that's like if somebody has any of our audience have any specific issues or questions about, well, will it help with my, are there any specific things that it might help with?
sure. There's a lot of things that will help with,
Yeah.
and it does depend on each individual person. For myself, it's helped with um, my anxiety, my confidence, I don't have those racing thoughts anymore
Mm-hmm.
where, you start thinking about something and it's like, oh, and you're nervous and that's what it's been a huge help for me
Mm-hmm.
with um joints and flexibility, that discomfort that you have in your body. It can help with that, the irritation, the swelling, the tenderness,
Mm-hmm.
the soreness that you get in your body. The healthy moods, like I was just telling, it helps me. It helps with that nervousness, the worrying, the uneasiness, the attitude, the temperament.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people really realize this, and they probably don't notice it, but somebody else might notice it in them.
Mm-hmm.
The frame of mind,
Mm-hmm.
the a little bit being more positive. And that's been a big one with my husband. My husband has had a huge change in his frame of mind, and how he thinks about things.
Mm-hmm.
He's not so negative about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It will help a lot of people with their sleep. It'll help them get a more restful and relaxing sleep. Um, and it can be just overall health and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is the energy levels, because it works with your natural body. It can also help with, what is that called? The circadian rhythm
Oh, yeah.
that your body is. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, okay. So that's when it's time for bed. It will help you relax and fall asleep. But then when you
Mm-hmm.
get up in the morning, it can help you, give you that little extra boost of energy and help you get moving. So you're doing more activity during the day.
Mm-hmm.
It has also helped with people with weight loss because
Mm-hmm.
they're naturally moving more. And so what CBD does is it puts your whole body back in balance. It helps work with your body to put you back in homeostasis, to get you back in balance.
Mm-hmm.
So it has that overall positive impact on your health and your state of well-being.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. I'm down for all that.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
me too.
yeah, it sounds like a lot of things. Well, even just improving sleep quality. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
I know that people sometimes take their sleep quality for granted. They don't realize how much they need to have quality sleep, and they don't understand what's interfering with their quality sleep. But if they can actually start using something that's not a prescription, because that
Yeah,
doesn't usually, sometimes it creates more problems than it solves.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep,
so if they can
exactly.
use something that can help them to get back into the natural rhythm of things,
Right.
that's what their body's trying to get back to anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a good help for a lot of people. Also, I gather from what we're saying here is that don't expect it to work overnight. It's
Nope.
going to be everyone's results are going to be in different time frames and be a little differently. I imagine that initially when you start using it, just because you're more, I know this is true of many things, when you're more aware of,
Hmm.
you know, how you're being with whatever that thing is that you're trying to have it help with, you might be a
Hmm.
little more proactive about doing other things to help with that. So,
I tell a lot of people when they first start looking at CBD, write down those issues,
mhm,
write down everything that is bothering you that you um, want to try CBD for. Because, and people come back with to me and say, oh, well, I'll remember. Well, the thing is you really won't remember because it's gone,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so you won't remember that you had that, whatever it is, my shoulder hurt or my arm hurt
hmm
or, whatever it is, you won't remember that. So that's by writing it down ahead of time, it's a really good way to see the progress that you've made going back to your list 90 days later or
hmm
60 days later or a year later
hmm
to see how much it's changed.
yeah. So kind of like journaling in a way, or yeah,
Yes.
it's like, oh gosh, I was doing that. Really? Wow, I
Yeah.
thought that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be pretty
Exactly.
funny, actually,
Yeah.
sometimes. Let's see. I'm just looking at oh, I know. I guess I wanted to ask you too. You mentioned earlier about how people can actually use CBD for their pets. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, how does that work?
So everything that it will help us humans for, it will help your dog for.
Mm,
Um, I lost my little dog about 3 years ago,
hmm
and he was full of cancer. And so the end, I know I could tell by him taking his CBD, it helped make him more comfortable at the end.
hmm
It reduced a lot of his anxiety. If you have a pet that has separation anxiety, that is a great thing that you can use it for.
hmm
You can give them a little extra dose before you're getting ready to leave the house or before he's going to be or she's going to be put in the situation.
hmm
And it works just like what it does for us. It's going to help them with all that same things, the flexibility, the mobility, if they're getting those aches and pains in their joints. If they're some of those dogs are a little grouchy, it can
hmm
help lighten their moods. And the healthy energy levels. If you notice your guy is or girl is slowed down a little bit, it can help them get that little bit of energy left to get them that exercise that they may need,
hmm hmm
you know?
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have two different ways that you can give it to your pets. We have a cookie
hmm
and we have a tincture, which is a 250 milligrams of bacon flavor, of course. And so, and it can be used with any mammal. Any mammal, CBD is going to help. So, your
hmm
dog, your cat, your horse. I have a lady that I work with who is a big horse person, and she
hmm
gives it to her horses. So, just about any creature that you can think of.
Oh, it's so funny you should say that because I know you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
I noticed somebody was talking about these viral videos on TikTok. This emu that is ferociously against cameras and phones, and every time this gal tries to videotape herself on her emu farm, this creature comes up and just tries to destroy. So I'm thinking, CBD could help that
Yes.
vicious emu. Of course, then there
Yes.
wouldn't be anything funny to show on TikTok anymore. So
That's true.
give it to your emu
There
or
you
your
go.
goat or
If you
anything that's
have
like,
one,
yeah, you have one.
if you have
Uh,
one.
that's great. So either one of those is good, the bacon flavored tincture or the cookie, which my dog,
Yep.
oh, she loves cookies.
Yep. Yeah, they're just a little round biscuit
Yeah.
cookie. I don't have any here, otherwise I would show you one. And they love them.
Yeah, I'll
My
bet.
little guy couldn't eat it because he had lost a bunch of his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So when I give him one, he'd keep it in his mouth and carry it around the house.
That's great. Yeah, well, that leads me to another question. How to for people,
Mm.
is it the same way that they receive? I mean, how do they use it? Sprays, lotions, pills? What? How do you do that?
So the company I have with our biggest seller is the tincture,
Oh,
and I got some right here.
okay.
So let me just run through real quick how to take your tincture. And basically it's shake it, make sure you shake it and get it
Hmm.
well shooken. Empty and fill the dropper. And when you look at your CBD, no matter whose CBD you're looking at, make sure it's that beautiful greenish gold color.
Hmm.
If it's cloudy, it has something else in it.
That doesn't sound too good. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what's in it.
Yeah.
Our CBD tinctures are 3 to 4 items.
Hmm.
Our natural flavor has 2 items in it.
Hmm.
It has the CBD compound and it has hemp seed oil, which has its own healing properties, which
Hmm.
are really good for you.
Hmm.
And that's it.
Mm.
When you get to our sweet flavors, like this one is strawberry guava, it has the CBD compound, all the tinctures or all the terpenes and everything that goes with that, the hemp seed oil, the flavors, and a little bit of stevia.
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Cool.
That's it.
Health
We
coach
don't,
approved.
yeah, we don't put any extra stuff in ours. It's
Hmm.
just basic.
Hmm.
The other thing that's really kind of cool about ours, and I mean, we're not the only ones that do this, but this is one of the reasons why I chose this company, is we have, I don't know if you guys can see that, we are US hemp certified.
Hmm.
So what that means is we go above and beyond with our practices and procedures to make sure you are getting very high quality
Hmm.
ingredients.
Hmm.
Then the other thing is every one of them has that QR code on it
Hmm.
or this lot number.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So you can take that lot number or you can scan that with your phone and you can go out and you can find out exactly how much of all the other terpenes and cannabinoids and everything else that's in your bottle
Mm-hmm.
and
Wow.
follow it all the way back to the farm.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And that's really important because if you're not doing that testing on your products,
Hmm.
you don't know for sure what you're getting.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably not,
So,
right? Yeah.
yep, it's a really important thing that you have
Now,
that.
is that sublingual? Is it going under the
Yep.
tongue? Okay.
Put it under your tongue, hold it for 60 to 90 seconds or as long as you can and swallow the rest down.
Hmm.
Or you can always take it. That's the best way to take it.
Hmm.
But I've put it in chocolate and made chocolate flavored stuff. I've put it in protein shakes.
Hmm.
I've put it, I mean, you can put it on ice cream. You can do pretty much whatever you want to get your
Hmm.
dose with it.
Hmm.
So we have our tincture, our oil. Another big one is we have soft gels.
Oh.
And I actually use the soft gel every morning. It's CBD plus, so it's everything that's in here is in here, plus curcumin.
Oh, okay.
And so curcumin's good for bones, muscle, joints, all
Hmm.
of that. And I need a little bit of extra help with that. So that's why I use this. If you're a person that needs a little bit more extra help with sleep, we also have a melatonin one.
Great. Yeah.
Yep. Um, the other things we have a lot of are probably our next biggest one is our relief cream.
Hmm.
And what this is you have a sore muscle. You
Hmm.
take this and you rub it right on your muscle. This one's
Huh.
just about gone, but you can see what it looks like and you just rub it right on your muscle. I used this when I had my knee surgery.
Yeah.
I put it now that my knees the sore is healed. I am using it on my sore to help get rid of the scar.
Hmm.
And I actually have parts of that scar has kind of disappeared. This also works great on bug bites.
Hmm.
It works great on sunburn. The
Hmm.
sunburn thing kind of blew me, but I had a girl not from Florida, went to Disneyland, got I don't think she had any sunscreen on all day.
Oh,
Got back to the hotel, put this on. The next day, you could barely tell.
wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So this has a lot of different uses besides that, rubbing it into your muscles for
Hmm.
your sore and achy. We have hand lotion. We also have a coffee,
Hmm.
which that's what my husband likes to use for his second dose is his coffee. I love our shampoo and conditioners.
Hmm.
Um, they are amazing. And then this is my next probably favorite little item is our pure gold hair serum.
Oh.
And it to me, it kind of gives me that extra little shine in my
Hmm.
hair because there's little gold sparkles in there.
Oh.
So we have more
Yeah.
than all of this. That I would love to share with anyone who's interested in it. One thing I'd like to share right now, because I think we're starting to come up to the end, is right now we have face masks
Hmm.
on special.
Okay.
One has CBD in it, and one does not. They're only good for 48 hours, but if this is something you're interested in, we can get you them anytime.
So the
And
special
they
is
just
on for 48 hours. Yeah.
48
Okay.
hours from today.
Well, let me ask you something about those. So, are those, because I know you do hemp made products. Are those made of hemp or no?
This has the CBD in it. It contains 25 milligrams of CBD
Uh-huh.
and there's no THC in it. And
Okay.
then this you just put on your face.
Right.
We have a clothing line
Okay.
that is made from hemp, organic cotton, and recycled polyester.
Oh.
So organic cotton takes less water to process, and our recycled polyester is recycled water bottles,
Okay, great.
and they're all mixed with the hemp material
Hmm.
to get a super soft different fabrics.
Okay, that's where I was thinking. I guess I was thinking that's the fabric part of it that I
Yeah.
was curious
No, we
about.
actually have a full clothing line.
Okay, great. That sounds interesting. So did you want to share, you can go ahead and share it in the chat for
Yes.
people joining us live, and then okay, everybody who's watching this, the recording of this, I will put this in the show notes. So don't worry. And I'll just let you copy and paste that and put it in there.
I am
Um,
putting it there. So how to get a hold of me? Go
Yay.
to my website,
Uh-huh.
contact me for the daily specials. We
Mm-hmm.
switch them every or 48 hours, excuse
Okay.
me. And I think the best way and the easiest way is just to reach me through Messenger on Facebook, but I
Mm-hmm.
put everything out there. You're welcome to reach out to me whichever way works best for you.
Okay, great. So yes, we will put all of that in the show notes. I'm kind of curious now. I want to go to your website. I haven't visited your website. I don't know
Oh,
why. I shouldn't admit that, but I had, just because I don't
that's
know. I've
okay.
always seen you on Facebook and we talk and whatever, we message each other, but but now I'm curious. I want to see the clothing line and I want to see the products and all that. So I so appreciate you sharing this with us. Is there anything you want to say in closing or?
Well, sure. Yeah, let me say one thing. CBD is my favorite, but we actually have 10 different lines now.
Oh.
The company that I work with has 10 different lines.
Hmm.
So we have everything from CBD to essential oils to we have a line that I don't see if you can see it up there. That is essential oils and cannabinoids mixed for different situations that you might use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have a car line, we have the clothing line, we have a travel company. The company I work with is very, very diverse. And I invite everybody just to go out and take a look. And if you have any questions on anything, even if it's not the CBD products, which are my first love, but if you have anything else, any other questions, just give me a call or send me a text, whatever works best for the individual person.
That's great. I appreciate you so much being here with us.
Thank
And
you.
as a fellow, business owner, and I know a lot of people watching are, small business owners. So that's great. We can certainly appreciate that. Well, thank you. And
Thank
to
you.
everyone who's watching the recording of this and all those of you joining us live, I just want to thank our guest, Charli King, and all the
Thank
information is
you.
here in the chat and will be in the show notes. So until next time, I want to say goodbye to everyone and thank you for joining us.